Well, we got a late start this afternoon, and we got a bad storm coming, but we're going to make an adventure out of it anyway. But we got to go. Well, it's starting to kind of get dark on me a little early because of the overcast clouds and stuff. It's lightning in here. Oh, spider web. Hey, what's up guys? Sean here, back with another video. Hey, if this is your first time clicking on one of our videos, I'd like to welcome you. I'd like to ask you to watch this video. If you like what you see, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. At the end of this video, if you're willing to do it, hit that subscribe button down there and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about the video. You know, I'd never tell you guys to take any unnecessary risks. Got a little late start today, so I'm kind of rushing through getting my setup done. It's really not a good thing to do, but that's where I'm at. Got this thunderstorm coming in. Now, I knew it was supposed to rain today, possible thunderstorms. Looked at the radar, small patches here and there, so I'm hoping this will kind of blow through pretty quick. But it's never a good idea to camp under a bunch of big trees by the water in a thunderstorm. Just want to make sure you guys understand that. I'm not condoning you going out and camping in a storm like this. It's really not good practice. But right now, I've got my shelter set up. I can go ahead and get my hammock set up and everything under there and stay dry. So I believe I'm pretty good for right now. So before I get the hammock set up and everything, I'm going to go ahead and try to gather me up some wood before it gets wet. So that's where we're at. That's what we're fixing to do. Okay, so since I'm not going to be building a big fire, I'm going to just clear these leaves away and set me a little fire up right here. I've got to try to get this thing going. The rain's really starting to come down now. I don't know how long this storm's going to set in, so I want to go ahead and get this fire going so I can get my dinner cooked, and then we'll set this hammock up and everything a little bit later when we're ready for bed. Okay, so I have just shredded up a few pieces of fat lighter. We're not going crazy on this one. I don't know when that rain's coming back, so we're going to go ahead and just try to get this fire started. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some fat lighter down in here. Like that. I'm going to save me a piece out to light it with. Then I'm gonna build me a little bit more fire up top. I'm gonna just kind of drop this down like pickup sticks. All this stuff is actually pretty dry, so fingers crossed. I caught it before it got damp. That should work for just this tiny little fire. So instead of going striker or whatever, I'm gonna just use the old green Bic. That fat lighter don't play. Just like that, we got a fire. Well, I ain't gonna sit here and pretend like I'm too upset that it rained. It was roughly about 94, 95 degrees today. And so it's still hot. It's, you know, probably 85 degrees still with the rain. So I'm hoping it'll cool it down a little bit. I've been sweated through this shirt, but that's camping in Florida in the, you know, springtime, summertime. So it's going to be hot. That's just something you got to plan on. But that's one thing I love about these hammocks is that hammock always kind of draws that air off of you, and in the summertime you can use it to your advantage. We're going to let these coals kind of burn down some, and then I got me some pieces of steak to put on there, so that's going to be good. Well, so hopefully you guys can tell that we made it back down to the creek that we found. Told you guys we were going to be coming back down here. So it's still thundering and storming around us. It's not raining too bad right now. So, but I did bring some stuff to fish with. I'm hoping there's some catfish in this creek. I don't know if there is or not. I know I do see a fish bed over there, so that's a good sign. But I don't know if there's any catfish in here or not. But we're going to go ahead and set up some fishing lines here in a few minutes, and fingers crossed we catch us a catfish. Well, as you can probably tell, I set my fire up, and the breeze decided to start blowing the other direction, and it's blowing my smoke right back under my tarp here. But fingers crossed it won't last too long. I won't need this fire for too long, because as you can see, I don't need it for heat tonight. But went ahead and got my hammock set up, that way I'd have somewhere to sit. And now we got to get this steak cooked. It's going to keep raining like this. I think I'm going to eat and just ease up in this hammock. I don't think I'm going to try to go out there and fish like I thought I was going to. Unless it kind of lightens up. Now, if this rain stops, I may go ahead and try to do that. Man, smoke in my eyes. This is something that you got to kind of prepare for. I was kind of stuck in this configuration here, and I ran in here and did it quick, and the smoke wasn't blowing this way earlier. The breeze was blowing the other way, but this storm's kind of kicking this smoke around. So we're just dealing with what we got to deal with. This is camping in spring and summer in Florida, so this is just what you got to deal with. I'm still having a good time though. I'm enjoying myself, and that's what it's all about. So, you know, my point of view is don't let it discourage you. Get out there, have a good time, and just do what you're gonna do. It's gonna rain or storm anyway. Just have fun, but be safe. Well, I needed a way to kind of protect the fire or my coals when I put the steak on there. So what I did was I made just a little canopy with some palm fronds to cover the fire, and it's doing great right now. So we're going to go ahead and get this steak on there. Going old school primitive with this. We're gonna let that bad boy cook right there in the coals. Well, I don't see any reason to wait while that steak is cooking. I'm gonna make me a mixed drink. I apologize for the lighting. It got dark real quick on me, so I can only do what I can do. Cheers, guys. That ought to help me sleep. That's what I'm talking about. You know, it ain't the best circumstances. It's raining. Things didn't turn out the way I wanted to today. Had a lot of things to do today, and it just took longer to get them done than I wanted to. So I got a late start. Had everything planned out for today. Nothing just seemed to work out. So, but we're out here anyway, and I know this is not the best lighting. It's not the best video for you, but this just goes to show you that, you know, things may not work out, but you can still go out and have fun. You just got to go out, you know, get out there, do it. I mean, that's what it's all about. Getting out here, having a good time, making it a good time. That's the big thing. It's hot out here, folks. It's raining, a little bit of breeze blowing, but right here under this tarp, that little bit of fire is actually heating this thing up in here. It's getting pretty hot. But, what are you gonna do, right? I love my little Sea to Summit towel. That thing comes in really handy, and it packs up really small. I've got some coyotes. I can hear some coyotes running around and yipping. I'm kind of surprised that they're running around out here in the rain, but I can definitely hear them out running. Might make for a fun night. Well, I just thought that I shot a little scene with the steak. Apparently the camera wasn't recording that whole time, so that sucks. I missed the whole thing with the steak, but I pulled the steak off there. The steak was good. It's a little bit overcooked, but that's the first time I've ever done it over, you know, directly on the coals like that. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and wrap it up for the night and climb in the hammock, enjoy this rain. I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, I don't know if you remember it or not, but at one point last night I said I wouldn't need the fire for warmth. Well, that was a little bit of a bad omen because it's basically rained all night, and the fact that I got my shirt and everything wet, I had to take that off. And then I realized that in my rush to get out here that I didn't bring my sleeping bag. So I had to improvise a way to cover myself up and try to keep myself warm. And as you can see, I had to build me a little fire here beside my hammock to try to knock the chill off. So kind of got to be careful what you say when you're out here, I guess. It's just a stupid mistake that could have been very costly, but that's part of knowing how to improvise and make do. So it's all part of it, I guess. But now I've got this little fire going again, and I'm gonna roll over here and go back to sleep. See you guys in the morning. Okay, so it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. And there is something big circling my camp. I can hear it walking through the woods around me. I thought it might be a hog, but I don't hear any grunting like I thought I would hear with a hog. There it is again. Got my pistol ready just in case. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's got me a little spooked. Well, that wasn't honestly too bad a night's sleep. About 3 o'clock this morning, I woke up kind of cold, and had something walking around my camp. I don't know if it was a hog or what it was, but I could hear it walking circles around the camp. But it didn't take long, it was gone, and the rain set back in. I'm telling you what, if you haven't camped under a tarp in the rain, you don't know what peaceful is. It was really, really peaceful to sit there and try to sleep with that rain coming down on that tarp. It's nice. Now it's time for me to go ahead and try to make some coffee. I'm tempted to go ahead and make up a line real quick and toss it out here and see if I can catch a fish or something before we have to go. So I'm going to go up here and get some coffee made, and then I may go ahead and set us a line out anyway. You can't hardly beat that first cup of coffee on a camping trip the morning after you spend spent the night in a hammock in the rain. I tried to use some soap, a bar of white ivory soap, to bait my line, but apparently my soap's a little bit old and dry. So I caught me a bug and put a bug on my hook, and we'll see if it catches anything. I don't know if it will or not. I wish I had brought a cane pole or my fishing pole, because there is some fish beds over there. I know I could have caught a fish on those. Just didn't want to carry it in. I want to get one of those little backpack poles. I think that would be cool. Who knows, we may get lucky. I made a couple mistakes on this trip I'll tell you about in a minute, but right now we're going to go ahead and get our little grill grate set up on there and see if we can't cook us a piece of sausage. That'll be good. So this morning for breakfast I just got a few pieces of this spicy nettle sausage, and I'm gonna just throw those on here in my little frying pan, get those going, and I actually saved a piece of this to put on the hook in case my bug didn't work down there. But I'm gonna get this on fire and get me a little bit of breakfast going. I don't need much this morning. I'm gonna be going here in a few hours, so let's get it on. I'm gonna turn this down real low. Well, we're gonna let it cook, see what happens. Okay, so in my hurry to pack up yesterday afternoon, I somehow forgot to put my sleeping bag in my pack, which shouldn't have been a big deal, except for the fact that I let myself get pretty soaked last night with sweat and rain. About 3 o'clock this morning, it had cooled off to upper 60s, and it had a little breeze blowing, and it was still raining. And that combination had me pretty chilled last night, so I had to go into a plan B phase and try to figure out what to do. Well, I looked through my pack, and I found my canvas camp chair that came from the Hidden Woodsman, and so I took that thing and I rolled it out, and as luck would have it, it was right about big enough to go from, you know, mid chest down to my feet, and that worked out really good. And so I also built me just a tiny little fire right beside my hammock, and right within arm's reach, so I could reach over and feed that fire throughout the night, and it worked perfect. Stupid mistake. I got in a hurry. I didn't have an emergency blanket with me. It's in my other pack. That's something you should never do. Never take emergency gear out of one pack and put it in another pack. I know better. I know better than to do that. And the bad thing is, I've got enough of them. I just hadn't put one in this pack yet. And that would have made all the difference in the world too. So you know, we all make mistakes. It's just about making sure you can figure out how to come up with a plan B and make it work. If I hadn't been able to figure that out, that could have been a bad deal, because, you know, even though it's only mid-60s, you can easily get hypothermia. And so it's just something that you need to make sure you always have your safety gear in there. And, you know, me, I should have had it in there. I know better. But those things happen. And I just got to try to learn from it, make sure I don't do that again. My problem is I don't typically pack up the night before. I'll just grab my pack, grab my stuff off the shelves, throw it in there as I'm going. And that's a bad habit. I've got to get better about making sure I pack more thoroughly and make sure I have everything I need. So, no excuse. No excuse. It was just a stupid mistake. But I made it. I made it through the night. I'm drinking my coffee this morning, and I'm fixing to eat them sausages. So I made it, and it's going to be a good day. Well, I got my sausages and my coffee. There's more than one way to use a hidden woodsman camp chair. I used it last night to cover up with, and now I just got it folded up under me as a ground cloth. It's a good investment. It's a lot of work to set up if you're making it into a hammock chair, but it's versatile. You can use it for a lot of different things. I really like the versatility of it. I really love having it. You guys like nettle sausages? I love nettle sausage. I can see a big fish swimming back and forth on that bed over there. I saw a big moccasin earlier slide off in the water over there, but I had the camera videoing the sausages cooking, so I didn't get a picture of it. But there's a big moccasin around here somewhere. He probably ain't but about 3.5 foot long, but that joker looked like he was about big around as my forearm. He'd hurt you. I'm keeping my eye out, but I know he don't want to come up here and mess with me more than likely. But if you snuck up on him, it'd be a bad deal. Okay, so what I've done is I've just made a little hand line, and I've lashed it to this tree limb here. And you see I put a piece of nettle sausage on there from a bait. And I'm just grabbing this thing and swinging it out there. Fingers crossed that catches us something. Well, no action yet on the sausage, so I figured we might walk down the creek line here and see what we can see. The water's a little bit lower now than it was the last time I was here, and So there may be more to see down here. Let's go check it out. Okay, I want to tell you something. So I was walking along here, looking at the camera, and I glanced down, and this freaking stick scared the crap out of me. I was sure I was about to step on a copperhead. Check it out. That little stick right there. That thing scared the crap out of me. I just saw something big roll right down there. I think I'm gonna go pull my line and reset it right down there and see if I can find something. Okay, so I've got my loop attached to my line. All I'm doing is going around my tree limb. I'm gonna push this line through the loop like that, sort of like a marlin spike, and I'm just pulling it on there tight, and that'll make a quick release when I'm ready to be done. Let's see what happens. Okay, well, I'm gonna walk back down here while that line's soaking and pack up all the things I don't need. I'll go ahead and get my hammock packed up, my cook kit and all that stuff packed up, and then I'll just pack my tarp up at the last minute just in case it rains. But Sarah's supposed to come pick me up at 11, and it's 8:30 now, so I'm gonna go ahead and start getting my stuff that I don't necessarily need packed away, and see what happens with these lines. Maybe I can catch something, I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you about this little Lucy light here. So that thing has been running since about, I guess about 8 last night. It's about 9 this morning, and it's still cranking. If you haven't seen them, or if you haven't found one yet, Walmart has them, and you can also find them on Amazon. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but this Lucy light has 4 indicator lights right there to let you know how much power it's got, and it's still got 2 lights coming on, and this thing was on for 13 hours, so that's pretty good. And it's got the solar panel on top of it that you can set out during the day and recharge it. These Lucy lights are a good investment. So here's a prime example of what I was saying about wanting to get a game camera. Just got camp all packed up, was packing my tarp into my bag, and about 14 wild hogs ran through the brush past me, and I couldn't catch them in time on the camera. You don't know how hard it is to actually try to catch some wildlife on the camera. It's like every time something comes by, you don't have the camera with you, or you don't have the camera on. It can be so frustrating sometimes, because I want to get the video of the animals for you guys. And I've had people ask for, footage of wild animals and stuff, and it's so hard to get it. It's just kind of a luck thing. Unfortunately, I didn't get them, and the brush is so thick I wasn't going to go in after them. So all I can say is maybe next time. But I got camp packed up now, and my ride's going to be coming here in just a little while. I want to walk down there and check that line. If there's nothing on it, we're going to pull it and go ahead and get ready to head out of here. Well, let's go down and check this line one more time, see if there's anything on it. I actually rebaited it earlier I had a piece of, just a tiny piece left over from my steak last night that I didn't get cooked, that I didn't realize was in the bag. So I went down there and I rebaited that hook with that piece of steak. And I don't know, let's go see if there's anything on it. Nope. Nothing doing. Still got our steak. Alright, well, that's it for this. Let's pull the line. Well, I guess that's why they call it fishing and not catching, huh? So if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you've already seen this place before. I actually did another little video out here where I cooked the bagel by the creek. Same place. But if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you'll know that a lot of times during work, I'll take my lunch break and I'll kind of hike in and try to find places that I could camp. And see, that's beneficial for me, because just like this campsite here was my second choice, but I already knew in my mind when I came here where I was going to set everything up. So I got here, it was about the storm. I was able to hike straight in, pick my place, set my tarp up, and get everything dried in before the storm hit. And that's a big, a big thing. So it's always a good idea to be able to go out and, scout out your camps and everything beforehand. That way you know what you're going into when you get there, and you have an idea of where you want to set up when you do get there to camp.
Maddie, you ready to go get Daddy? You want to go for a car ride? You want to go get Daddy? You ready to go? Alright. You ready to load up? Let's go get Daddy. Over here. Load up. Good girl. Alright, we're gonna go grab Shawnee. Just texted and said that he's packed up and ready to go. So we've got Maddie and we've got some coffee, and we're gonna go get Sean.
So that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I appreciate you watching. If you haven't already done it, hit the subscribe button for me. Like the video. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know, if you like the video, or what you might like to see me do, things like that. I appreciate all the comments. Just, let me know you watched the video, whatever. I don't care. Just leave me a comment below. And share this video with your friends if you like that kind of video. If you haven't, go over to our Facebook, our Instagram, like those, and follow us on there. If you'd like to support the channel, we have a Patreon and a PayPal. All the information for those things is in the description below. I'd like to thank you guys again for watching the video. I'll see you guys next time. Always got to come back for the camera.